So this kind of, yeah, so this kind of event should be held more and more, because they create awareness among the people about how what are the perils of digital and what are the advantages of digital, and it gives clarity of thought. So I think it's a very good initiative by the group, and I would like to be participative in such ventures in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think Mr. Malay Chakraborty will have to make a move. So before he makes a move, I would really request him to.
I'll take it. Don't worry.
My apologies. So my apologies. I have to make a move at about 4:45. But this is a very interesting subject, and even before the actual discussion started, we were having a conversation about how the digital transformation has come through. I would want to pick up what Pankajji said on the social element of digital transformation. Then there were some studies that I was reading about. We just celebrated mental health yesterday. The impact of mental health on, the impact of the digital on the mental health challenges that society is seeing today. While we may, all of us will say that it is pertinent for business. Digital is pertinent for business, whatever business that you may be in, whether it is in the supply chain, logistics, or getting more business out of business, or like we do all in terms of growing our marketing side to it. But somebody needs to start thinking about the social side, the social impact that this digital world is bringing in. And with so much exposure to so much of content, today Google Baba is supposedly everything, right? And Google Baba gives out 99% trash and 1% truth. But we all believe that 99% trash. So for me, that is a concern area. And Sunilji, fantastic topic that you have selected, that somebody needs to talk about this. That what is the negative side of this? And I'm sure Pankajji and other panelists will bring this out, that while there is a positive, there's the other side of the coin as well. Yes, thank you so much.
You got that lottery.
Yeah, that's a very pertinent question you have mentioned. In fact, you said whether that those are relevant for business, that's a different question. I would say that's very much relevant, because business is not out of the society. People who run businesses are part of the society. If their mental health is somehow affected or impacted, then the whole business process will also be impacted. So take this decision for discussion forward, whatever.
Yeah, I'll just add a few points to answer.
Can I? 2 days back, I got a call from one person called Mr. He says, I'm Mr. Ramakrishna speaking. I said, okay. No, I have paid you 5,000 rupees. When can I get it back? I said, which 5,000 rupees? नहीं, इंस्टा में कुछ आया था, स्पैमिंग कुछ आया था कि आप कहीं अटक गए हैं तो 5,000 रुपये चाहिए था. So I paid 5,000 rupees. Now this happened with me 2 weeks back, when there was, my account was hacked, and they were asking for 5,000 rupees, and this gentleman went out and paid, in spite of knowing that what is happening in this environment about spamming. So there are people who are losing money. I have his SMS. He said, "Sir, thank you for telling me it was a spam." Sorry.
So as I was saying, this digital proliferation of digital everywhere may not, driver, house help, everybody has got a phone. And there are certain marketers as well as fraudsters who will jump on this opportunity, because these people have got the power. Generally we say that whenever you've got a lot of power, you need to have a lot of responsibility also to wield that power. But these people have got, when I say these people, I am not talking in a like lowering their esteem. Even we get into frauds. So what happens is that, in my opinion, what is very important is that the technology or any type of power needs to be used with a lot of responsibility. That is very important. Now you will say that how will they get the responsibility, driver or whoever. I will use the driver as a representative. So what we need to do is we need to have education of our people whom we know. And I have people in my company who would possibly fall for such a fraud. 25 lakh ka lottery, like, it's a very big attraction. 25,000 आप दे देंगे. Normal time में when you are sitting in a very sane environment, you will not. But you know, if you are into a class, into this, into that, 25,000 आप नहीं देंगे. अगर हम 500 मांगेंगे तो हम दे देंगे. I will confess here, I got an offer. My wife actually got an offer कि 500 में she is getting some American Tourister bag. So she said, ये ले लो, किसी को गिफ्ट दे देंगे, अच्छा रहेगा. I checked the website, legitimate website, runs on WooCommerce. I checked the host because I'm an IT expert, you know, so to say. So I did all my due diligence. I said I will not pay there because they may hack my credit card. I checked the payment gateway. It was PayU, which is a very reputed payment gateway. So I paid $500 because I know कि अगर वो बदमाश नहीं निकलेगा तो मैं PayU से ले लूँगा. And now there is no response. So the whole idea is that when you are in a particular situation, your wife saying अभी ये खरीद दो मेरे को, तो आप उसको बोलेंगे ये फ्रॉड है मत खरीदो. You can't do that. So you better spend $500, risk losing that rather than you become a fraud. Because then you'll have to spend 50 lakhs or 50,000 कम से कम. So वो challenge आता है. So what we need to have is that education. We run a lot of seminars where we tell people how to avoid phishing frauds, how to avoid impersonation frauds, as you mentioned. Facebook का account hack हो गया, so you can do a two-factor authentication. So what we do is we try to inform people. I keep talking to my driver when I come around. I say देखो तुम्हारे पास ऐसा कभी ऑफर आएगा, don't take that offer. इसमें पढ़ना मत, तो तुम्हारा सब रुपया चला जाएगा. Don't connect your bank account to whatever. So those risks are there, and the only way to avoid the risk is to inform people, to educate them through talks, through fun, through discussions. But ultimately there is so much power, as you said, Zepto में दीजिए रात को. My daughter actually was hungry one day. 11 PM she said मुझे कुछ खाना है. अभी क्या खाना बनाएंगे 11 बजे? तो अच्छा ब्रेड खाते हैं. ब्रेड भी नहीं है. Blinkit 11 बजे रात को no shop is open. Blinkit वाला बंदा 11 बजे ब्रेड देके चला गया. 20 रुपए का धनिया, 20 रुपए का ब्रेड या 25 रुपए का ब्रेड. So this is tremendous power. The only thing is there are associated risks. We have to either lose a little bit of money, time, resources, opportunities to be able to utilize this power. अभी मोबाइल फोन है ड्राइवर के पास में, आप उसको फोन कर दीजिए, वो जहाँ भी है आपके पास आ जाएगा. So huge benefits are there. The security aspect is there, of course. I mentioned it that there is a risk of fraud and all. So education is one way, and possibly it will come up. I actually don't want to hog the mic, but with the risks there are huge amount of benefits and pros and cons. अगर आप वे करते हैं तो it is better that we have the digital technology rather than be in the old age, old times. Absolutely. And be lossless, powerless. So we will be lossful also. That's it. I think Pankaj ji would like to add something.
Yeah, so I think we are looking at the downside. We are speaking about the short-term immediate fallouts of technology, but there are some longer-term fallouts. I just want to touch upon them. The fake news, the deep fake which is coming, the kind of impact which has got on our understanding of the world. Now those are very well understood subject, but I think if you look at a more longer term, decade on decade or century on century story, it's something else is emerging. Is that our society is very hierarchical, right? And it has been getting hierarchical, let's say in the last 10,000 years. We were hunter-gatherers to start with, and there was no hierarchy. Everybody was working for herself or himself. Nobody worked for anybody else, okay? Then came the agriculture, then came the industrial age. We started getting more hierarchy. There were classes, there were gender biases, people who they were landowners. Industrial age came, there was more classes. Inequality is the biggest thing which is affecting the world today. Internet, in a way, is a great leveler. It allows everybody to access technology, education. COVID-19 was somehow a reminder to the world that yes, everybody can have access to everything, and I think we are moving towards a world, more flat world, less hierarchy, less bias, less class, less gender bias,
less discrimination. I think that is the biggest takeaway of digital and internet in the longer run. Thank you.
Actually, those who have studied Bengali in their earlier days, I am sure must have done this kind of summary that in Bengali it is said, "Dar bondo kore diye bhromtare rukhi, sotto bole ami tobe kotha diye jhuki," which means if we close our doors and windows to stop inflow of what is wrong, what is not so good, and so on and so forth, then what is truth, that is also dated from entering the room. So we must keep these doors and windows open to let everything flow in, and we will have to use our discretion. But having said that, one important point, as you rightly mentioned, you have been teaching your driver, I am also using driver, don't use this link, don't use. But don't you think that the pattern being used by the fraudster are quite same as used by the marketeers as well? It is basically greed and luring away people. So, as you said, 500 rupees, you can get something, or you pay 5,000 rupees or 5 lakh rupees and then lose everything. So, unless the patterns are somewhat different, it will be easier for people to make a difference that don't go for this, go for that.
I'll just take a one line statement I will just say. As you rightly mentioned, greed is the biggest driver. So whenever you get lured into something, so there is a one line statement. If it is too good to be true, it is not true. So yeah, so if 500 rupees में अगर American Tourister bag मिल रहा है, I should not have fallen for that. I am happy to confess, as a very expert and digital technology, 34 years, 38 years I'm in business. I fell for it because of my situation. I applied all my due diligence, frankly speaking. I even detailed that. So if it is too good to be true, probably it's not true. So that's what we have to take care of. And as you said, yeah, we have to keep the windows and doors open. Let the fake news come, deep fake news come, everything can come. And we'll possibly have to use all out. तो थोड़ा मच्छर आएगा तो उसको भगा देंगे. बाकी हवा आएगा तो उसका मजा लेंगे. So that's what we have to think about.
Jude, I'd like to take your call on the way this whole e-commerce business is growing and how common people, commoners, can keep themselves safe or protected.
Yeah, so according to me, what I feel is the mode of frauding has changed, but all the frauding which currently happens, it used to happen before also. So the same lottery system used to happen before, now it is happening online. So this is something which we will have to deal with, but whether it is online or offline, I think there will be fraudsters always around, so we need to just be more careful, that's all.
More particular about what you are doing.
Yeah, so this lottery thing, so this happened with my mother, like she was traveling from Howrah to Rourkela. So while going back to Rourkela, some fraudsters, they sold her a lottery ticket. 25 lakh, that means that it was the year around 97, 98. So she bought the ticket and came to Rourkela. Then one day some people came in with a newspaper and told that she has won the lottery, and she was very happy, and then they asked her, okay, you have won the lottery, give me 1500. Somehow she managed to give that 1500, and they took that 1500 and went. And she never got that money. So, so this happened then also, and it happens now also. There's nothing different, but we have to use same thing like what it was said before, that we have to be careful, and if it is too good to be true, it is actually not true. So that's what we should follow, that's all.
Actually, even before the advent of this so-called voice of digitization, I remember when print newspaper was very popular. Those times in printed newspaper there used to be very easy puzzles like 2 plus 2 is equal to then 2 into 2. Anyone can make it actually.
Yeah.
So the moment you do it, they will say you have won that competition, and there will be a free tape recorder being delivered to your home.
Right.
So once the peon is to come to your home, you will have to pay some money,
Yeah.
You open the box and there used to be nothing, or maybe those small pebbles and everything inside the box. So it was all along there, only the forms have changed.
Yeah, and many of you must be getting mails like some fund has to be transferred from abroad to your account, and so it happened to me also. Then I told, okay, and they wanted some money, so I said, you deduct the money and send the rest.
Hi, myself Amitabh Banerjee. So I would like to add one thing. So for the cyber criming, whatever we are talking about. So every operator, mobile operator on quarterly basis send SMS to every their customer. There is a toll free number 1963, and there is another 1800110420. There is one. I will show you the SMSs you people get from Airtel, Vodafone, and Reliance Jio. Please save this number. So whenever you get this kind of thing, that has to be reported. The main problem is that we do not report. We discuss, but that is unless and until that is documented, police and other investigating agencies are not able to crack those. So my humble submission to all of you is to just report those cases to the proper channel, so that other areas can take necessary action. Yes, so I will share that number.